Ready to get a little feisty? Today we're going to unpack what it means to be feisty, how it works, the good, the bad, the whole deal.
Yeah, we've got some really cool insights from this article, different perspectives on feistiness.
So by the end of this deep dive, you'll know what feistiness is, how to use it, and maybe even when to, chill out a bit.
Right.
Let's start with standing up for what you believe in.
Okay.
Why are some things just non-negotiable for people? Why do they hold their ground even when it's not popular?
Well, the article had this interesting point. It's about identity.
Oh, okay.
These beliefs are so tied into who we are that if we back down, it feels like we're losing ourselves.
Whoa, you look in the mirror and it's not even you?
Exactly. It's not about being stubborn about everything, just those core values where compromise feels impossible.
Makes sense, picking your battles.
Yeah.
Makes me think of that time I argued with my whole family about, let's just say it involved cheese and leave it at that.
Uh-huh.
It wasn't just a preference, it felt like more. But here's the thing. Life throws us curveballs, right?
Yeah.
So how do you stay passionate without getting overwhelmed?
The article really focuses on inner strength.
Okay.
It's about taking things one step at a time, accepting that you can't control everything, and not letting setbacks get you down.
Not like forcing yourself to be happy all the time.
No, not at all.
More like that I can handle this attitude even when things are messy.
Exactly. Sometimes the best outcome isn't what we thought it would be.
Right.
But that's okay.
You adapt.
Yeah.
The article uses this analogy of juggling flaming bowling pins while sipping coffee.
Oh, wow.
What a picture, right? Finding balance in chaos.
I like that.
Speaking of keeping things light, what about humor? Can it really diffuse a tense situation?
It can.
Really?
Yeah, the article says the right kind of humor with the right tone at the right time can really de-escalate things and lighten the mood.
It's not making fun of someone's feelings or anything?
No, definitely not.
Okay.
Laughter can help, but it shouldn't dismiss someone's pain or if they've been wronged.
Right, it's a fine line.
It is.
There's a story in the article about someone at a funeral, and their ex-bully starts laughing about how they used to torment them.
Oh, geez.
Yeah, tricky.
Yeah.
Let's talk about assertiveness versus aggression.
Okay.
How do you stand up for your ideas without running people over?
It is a fine line, isn't it?
Right. How do you find that balance?
The article made a clear difference.
Okay.
Assertiveness is about common ground, understanding, but aggression is about dominating and controlling.
So it's about respecting the other person, choosing your words carefully, especially with people you care about.
Exactly. Disagreement doesn't have to be disrespectful.
Gotcha.
You can advocate for yourself while still seeing the other side.
Now, this next one is tempting.
Okay.
When is it okay to bend the rules or even break them? I think we've all felt that urge for instant gratification.
Oh, yeah.
What's the article say?
They give this practical framework.
Okay, I like frameworks.
First, can you handle the worst-case scenario?
Ooh, good question.
Then, weigh the good stuff against the bad stuff.
So it's not just doing whatever you want.
No, it's a conscious choice.
You're taking responsibility.
Exactly.
The article had this sneaking cookies analogy. We all have rules we want to break, but are we really thinking about what could happen?
It's easy to forget that part.
I love this next idea. The fight within.
Okay.
Not like a physical fight, but that drive to define your own path.
Interesting.
What does it mean to have that fight in you?
The article talked about hitting your internal snooze button.
What's that?
That voice that tells you to play it safe, stay quiet, don't make waves.
Oh, I know that voice.
But real feistiness means pushing back against that and setting your own pace.
So, not letting others control your life.
Right, owning your choices.
That connects back to knowing your core values, right?
It does.
If you know what matters, it's easier to push back against pressure.
Exactly.
This question from the article really got me thinking.
What is it?
Is that fighter instinct always good? When could it lead us astray? They use this analogy of the sperm race,
Yeah.
It's that drive to succeed.
Powerful image.
But does it always help us?
I think it makes you wonder about healthy competition versus, cutthroat ambition.
Right.
And knowing when that fight is just your ego talking.
That's deep.
It is.
So what happens when people underestimate you?
Ooh, good one.
Fuel the fire or hide away?
Well, the article said being underestimated can be a blessing.
Really?
When people don't take you seriously, it frees you from their expectations.
How?
You can focus on your goals without all that pressure and scrutiny.
So your success becomes the answer.
Exactly.
Like that classic image of the mouse outsmarting the cat.
I love that one.
It's not about proving the cat wrong, it's the mouse's own drive.
Exactly. Staying true to yourself no matter what others think.
Okay, I'm with you.
It all comes back to that inner fight.
Makes sense.
What about you? When have your underdog spirit surprised people?
Ooh, good question.
We all have those moments.
Yeah, we do.
It reminds you of how resilient and resourceful you are.
Absolutely.
Okay, let's talk about confidence versus arrogance.
Oh, yeah, where's the line?
It's tricky, right?
Super tricky.
The article said true confidence comes from preparation and being willing to adapt, but arrogance assumes everything will go your way.
So you got to be ready for different outcomes, have backup plans, and admit you don't know it all.
Exactly, and that's where self-awareness is so important.
You got to know yourself.
Can you honestly see your strengths, AD weaknesses?
Right.
Where do you need to grow?
I love this analogy from the article. A sunflower wearing sunglasses.
Oh, wow, I like that.
Like, what's behind that cool facade? Are you really confident or just faking it?
Makes you think about authenticity.
It does.
True confidence comes from accepting yourself, not trying to impress others.
It's not about having it all figured out. It's about the journey.
Exactly.
Okay, this one might sound weird. Stubborn charisma.
Stubborn charisma.
Can someone really be stubborn and charming?
I think so.
How does that work?
The article said it all comes down to empathy.
Mm-hmm.
If people understand why you're stubborn, that deeper purpose, they might admire your commitment.
It's not just being difficult for no reason
Right. There's a motivation behind it.
that people can connect with.
It shows authenticity. People are drawn to that, even with flaws.
So it's like that stubborn goat everyone cheers for.
Yeah.
We all know someone whose stubbornness is actually a good thing.
I do.
Okay, last one, and this one's tough. When do you walk away from a disagreement?
Ooh,
Letting go is hard, especially when you feel strongly.
it is.
So how do you know when to do it?
The article compared it to the rule-breaking idea.
Okay.
You weigh the potential good against the potential bad.
It's like a pros and cons list.
Can you handle the consequences of letting go?
Right.
Is it worth it to keep fighting?
And can you handle your ego taking a hit?
Exactly. Because we all have that voice that's like, I'm right.
Oh, that voice is loud sometimes.
But letting go doesn't mean you were wrong. It just means the situation needs a different approach.
Sometimes you just got to pick your battles, save your energy.
Exactly.
I love the pizza topping analogy they used.
Oh, yeah.
You can argue about toppings forever, but you might end up with no pizza at all.
Uh-huh. That's a good one.
Got to step back and see the bigger picture.
What are you willing to compromise on to get what you really want?
That's a good question for everyone listening.
It is.
What pizza toppings are you willing to let go of?
Good food for thought. So, it's amazing how all these ideas connect back to feistiness, right?
Totally. Yeah.
It's about knowing yourself, picking your battles, and using your passion in a smart way.
It's like feistiness isn't just being loud or aggressive.
Right.
It's about having that fire inside and knowing how to use it.
And that leads to something interesting the article brought up.
What's that?
It never actually defines feistiness. It leaves it open.
So after all this, there's no single definition.
Nope. Which is why this whole deep dive has been so helpful.
Yeah.
We've looked at all these different parts of what it means to be feisty.
Right.
But in the end, the definition is up to you.
I love that. It's like we gave you the ingredients and now you make your own recipe.
Exactly.
So as we wrap up, we want to hear from you.
Yeah, what does feistiness mean to you now?
After everything we talked about,
What really stuck with you?
was it the courage to stand up for your beliefs,
The humor thing.
breaking the rules strategically?
Or something totally different.
We're all figuring ourselves out, you know?
Yeah.
And feistiness is just one part of that. So next time you face a challenge, a disagreement, or a time to stand up for what you believe in, remember all this.
Right.
Remember those flaming bowling pins.
And a sunflower with sunglasses.
Yeah. But most importantly, remember that inner fight.
That drive to make your own path.
Because in the end, feistiness is about living life on your terms,
Absolutely.
with passion, purpose, and a little humor along the way.
Couldn't have said it better myself.
Until next time, stay curious, stay engaged, and...
Too feisty.
So we've basically given you a whole toolkit for being feisty.
Yeah, a whole bunch of strategies.
From knowing when to stand your ground.
to knowing when to walk away.
And we've learned that feistiness isn't one size fits all.
Right. It's about what works for you.
For your personality, your values.
Exactly.
It's about that inner fire.
And using it to create a life that feels real. A life that feels good.
So go out there and try things out.
Yeah. Experiment.
See what feels right. And don't be afraid to change things up.
Sometimes the most feisty thing you can do is step back.
Take a breath.
Yeah, reassess the situation.
Because it's not about winning every argument.
It's about living a life that feels true to you.
A life with passion, purpose.
And yeah, a bit of that stubborn charisma.
We can't wait to hear what you discover out there.
Keep us posted.
Until next time, stay curious, stay engaged, and
stay feisty.